The senator from Oregon.
Thank you, Mr. President. I asked my colleague from across the aisle if he'd pause for a question, not to address all of the list of particulars he threw at all 47 of his colleagues on this side of the aisle, but to simply make one point. And that is, he said, Democrats want to shut down the government. Did he forget that Republicans are in charge of this chamber? Did he forget that all 47 of us here said we're willing to vote today on the 5 spending bills? Did he miss that somehow? Republicans in charge of the Oval Office? In charge of the House of Representatives? In charge of the Senate? Yes, when I complete my remarks, I'll be happy to address a question. In charge of the Senate, and that we're ready to vote now on those 5 bills. So if there's a shutdown, it's clear where it's coming from. It's coming from the Republican leadership, the President of the United States of America. I've been profoundly disturbed by what I've seen with the way that the agents from the Customs and Border Protection and ICE have acted across this country. I held 17 town halls, very conservative Republican counties, super red counties, blue counties, purple counties, and people came out from across my state to say they are shocked, that they are disturbed by what they are seeing happening across our entire nation. They came to my town halls to say one simple thing: no more must this conduct occur. And I've come to the floor now to say no more. No more rogue patrols of federal agents accosting people based on the color of their skin or their accent. No more intrusions and violations in the sensitive places like churches and mosques, synagogues, schools, daycare centers, hospitals, courthouses, and polling places. No more secret police tactics in which agents hide their personal identity, hide their agency identity, cover their face, use unmarked vans so people don't even know if they're being confronted by someone who has legitimate authority. No more federal agents arresting people and, in fact, knocking down doors without warrants. Could I remind my colleagues that there is a Constitution of the United States of America, and it says you cannot knock down doors without a warrant? It's shocking to see a memo from this president saying the executive branch can tell other parts of the executive branch they can violate the Fourth Amendment, knock down doors, violating a fundamental premise of the privacy and security and freedom of the people of the United States of America. No more blatant lies from Kristi Noem when citizen victims have been assaulted. She's quick to immediately say they're terrorists or they're would-be assassins when she has absolutely no evidence to support that. And immediately you know there'll be nothing close to an independent or fair investigation. Immediately you know she's making it up because she hasn't collected the information. And then the videos come out, and they show that she lied to the American people. Not once, not twice, not 3 times, but time and time and time again. The American people have witnessed the truth with their own eyes, thanks to the citizens who were responsibly videotaping the interactions. No more corrupt federal investigations that blame ordinary citizens for ICE thuggery. No more blocking members of Congress from touring immigration facilities or stonewalling congressional oversight. No more abducting children off the street, including a 5-year-old, the hat with little puppy ears on it. No more terrorizing of our community. No more execution of our citizens like Renee Good and Alex Preddy. Colleagues, ICE has failed to follow the law. They have failed to honor the Constitution. They have destroyed their own legitimacy and integrity. Democrats have said, we're ready to vote on all 5 of the spending bills that do not involve ICE. Do it right now. Republican leadership says, hell no, we want to shut down the government. Wow. And then they want to blame Democrats. Let's have an honest conversation about who is responsible if there is a government shutdown. And that lies across the aisle to the right. The DHS bill must be separated because these issues must be debated and addressed. If the goal of my Republican colleagues is to avoid a debate over the misconduct of Customs and Border Protection and ICE, then they are not fulfilling their responsibility as representatives of the citizens of the United States of America who value their freedom, who value their privacy, never want to see the federal government knocking down their doors without a warrant. Kristi Noem has so failed in her honesty with America, she must go. As the Senate eventually considers the Department of Homeland Security bill, they must enact serious, meaningful reforms, including ending the roving patrols with all the violations they've been involved in, unmasking the secret police, ensuring accountability and fair investigations. And let me remind you that in Trump's so-called big, beautiful bill, you remember the one? That was the bill that cut nutrition, cut health care, making it far more expensive for mega millions of Americans in order to give $75 billion to ICE, kind of advance funding it for like 5 years into the future. And they want additional money for ICE now with no debate on the floor of the Senate? They want to suppress a legitimate conversation about defending the privacy and rights of all Americans? About defending our Constitution? No, absolutely not. So every senator, recognizing they already have, ICE that is, has mega millions in their pocket, actually billions, 75 billion, not one more dollar for the ICE thuggery. Thank you, Mr. President.